Right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. If you have your blocks, take them and place them at the front of your mat. We'll use them later. If you don't have blocks, of course, you can use a little pile of books. If you don't have anything, it's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll prop up onto fingertips and make it work. So just getting yourself settled. Find a long, tall spine. Find your seats, whatever that looks like for you. And then let the eyes start to close, either completely or to a soft gaze towards the earth. And take a nice big breath with me. Find a big inhale. Big releasing exhale. And just feel into the body, melting into the present moment. Start to open up your awareness to take in the moment as it arises, hearing sounds around you, near and far. Feeling the floor, connecting with the legs and the hips. Noticing where your hands have landed. Just feeling into the sensation of the hands and if they're touching anything. Just drawing inward by starting to follow the breath as it moves from the outside world and pulling it in through the nose or the mouth, wherever you are right now is fine. And then feeling it move into the body and then out of the body. Just take a few more natural, comfortable breaths, whatever it looks like for you, without changing it or trying to fix it. See if you can take a moment to accept things as they are right here, right now. And then moving into a place of making positive change. Intentionally pulling the breath in through the nostrils. And welcoming it, encouraging it to move deeper down into the torso. Full inhales. And slow, soft exhales. Out the nostrils, belly button melts back towards the spine. Inviting the exhale to grow. And take a few more mindful breaths. As you settle into these mindful breaths, you might choose an intention that you want to bring in through that breath. Let it ride the prana. Maybe it's just one word that you're looking to embody. If there's something that surfaces for you as you breathe in, you might repeat that word to yourself. And as you breathe out, just feel it linger throughout the body. One more full breath here. Your next inhale, just roll the shoulders up, press them back, melt them down. Finding that length in the spine, the shoulders rolling back, taking up a little bit of space. Allow the chin to tuck gently, not deeply, just enough so we find length in the back of the neck. If the fingertips graze out to the side, they might touch the earth, but they don't have to, the arms don't need to be stiff. You can bend the elbows so the shoulders drop down. Another breath in, another breath out. As you find that full lengthy inhale, sweep the arms up and over the head. Spread the fingers, take up some space. As you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips reach straight up. Exhale, out and down. Do this a couple times. Let your breath guide your movement. Inhale, sweeps the arms out and up. And exhale, brings the hands to your heart. Go at your pace. Taking this time to connect with yourself. One more time. We'll eventually all meet with our fingertips on the earth on either side of the hips. When you get there, find length in the torso. Shoulders relax down. Inhale, left arm lift straight up. Reach up with those fingertips. The shoulder's going to come up towards the ears. We lengthen up and out the arm. And then go ahead and drop that shoulder down. Create a little space around the neck. Another breath here. As you exhale, release the hand down, look over the left shoulder. Big breath in, big breath out. Tuck the chin, look towards the left elbow. Another full inhale, another full exhale. And inhale, start to lift the gaze all the way towards the ceiling. Bring the head through center. Chin is reaching up towards the ceiling. Keep the neck strong, so don't dump the head back. And then go ahead and bring the chin parallel to the floor, head back to neutral. Let's take the right arm up, big breath in. Reach the fingertips up as high as they'll go. That shoulder will come up by the ear. And then go ahead and drop the shoulder down. And then as you're ready, release the arm down to the floor and let the gaze go over that right arm. Another breath here. And then tucking the chin, looking towards the right elbow. And we start to lift the gaze, lift the chin, swipe it up towards the ceiling, opening up the front of the throat. And then bringing the head back to center. Neck is, or chin is parallel to the floor. When you arrive, we'll take those arms, sweep them up. Practice arms, squeeze shoulder blades together, take the forearms to the back of the room. Lift the heart, pull the tummy and the ribs in. One more breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, flip them down. Take the legs out in front. Flex the feet, press some energy out the heels. Just ground down, so you might pull flesh out from underneath. Down through the thighs, the heels. Fingers might rest by your side. You can even use the hands to find more length in the torso. But then don't let the arms be stiff. Let them be relaxed so the shoulders can relax down. Keep that length in the spine. Think about all the energy pulling in and up. Another breath. As you ground down through the heels, the thighs, and the hips. Take the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders together. Squeeze shoulder blades and elbows towards each other. You might even walk the hands a little closer towards each other. And then lift up and out. Flex the feet and then find a little bit of a hinge. So you might walk the hands a little closer to the hips. Lengthen the spine, tuck the chin, crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling above the computer. As the tailbone grounds down behind you a little. Another breath. Feel free to stay there or just move the arms without rounding the spine. So the shoulders might come forward. Take those shoulders, roll them back, let the heart lift, press energy out the heels, and maybe melt in a little bit deeper. Of course, we're just getting started, so don't go too deep with this. Just go to your soft edge where you feel some sensation. Take a breath or two. Good. One more breath here. Rooting hands down, low tummy pulls in. We start to lift up, roll the shoulders up and down. And cross the legs again. So you might want to just go to do it naturally and then go to the other side. You want to go to the unnatural side. So maybe the side that's a little more uncomfortable, whichever leg is in front or on top. And then once you get there, check out you know, where and why. It's just uncomfortable. Maybe not so much the why, but the where. And then sit up tall and take a moment to breathe into that, settle into it. Even explore those sensations with curiosity. Your next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, big breath in. As you exhale, we'll take the right hand to the left knee or thigh and the left hand to the floor behind you. Lengthen the spine as the heart opens up to the left and you look behind you. Inhale, come back through center. Sweep it all the way up. And exhale, other side. And take it back through center. And over to the left again. Keep that spine long and tall and look backwards. And then take it up through center, last one. And sweep it down, lengthen the spine, look behind you, shoulders relax. And then inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, let the hands come down to the knees or thighs. We move through a little cat-cow, squeezing shoulder blades together, open the heart. Really tune into your heart center. And then let that space move you into your cat pose. Tuck the chin. Tuck the tailbone a little. Pull the heart to the back wall. Open up the backbone. Inhale, opening up the front body. Let the heart shine. And moving at your own pace. Find your rhythm, your breath, your body here and now. Eventually letting your inhale take you to a neutral spine when you feel it's time. Roll the shoulders when you do arrive. Nice full breath in. Big releasing breath out. Go ahead and straighten out the legs. Make some circles with the ankles. Maybe you have a little snap, crackle, pop going on, wiggle the toes, carefully bend. And then find that length in the spine, flesh pulls out. And we're gonna bend the left knee, bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh, or the ankle, or the knee, or the calf. And then take that straight leg out to the side. And lengthen the torso, sit up nice and tall, flex the foot. Remember, if you're falling into that bent knee, place a pillow or a blanket underneath it so that both sitting bones root down. You can always take the hands behind you, press into the floor, open the heart, let the pelvis start to roll forward. Nice to check in there. That might be the place for you to stay today. If you're feeling some sensation, stay there and breathe. If you'd like to come in deeper, take the hands forward, but find length in the spine. So again, you might even take the floor and pull it towards you. If pulling it towards you, we pull the heart up. It sends the tailbone back, and we find that length in the torso. And then you might melt in. Push yourself. Just be where you are, breathe, be with that soft edge. And then notice how the body will do it on its own. It will drop in a little deeper as you just take time. Give yourself time to breathe, to be. It's amazing what can shift and change when we give ourselves just a little bit of space to be. Allowing a few more breaths. Making sure that right leg stays flexed, or foot rather. And rooting down through the hands, low tummy pulls in, start to lift yourself up, press the earth forward, roll the shoulders when you arrive. And we're going to bring that leg, straight leg out in front of you and bend the bent knee. So once you find your way here, You can stay here, or if you can cross over, place the foot flat on the floor with both sitting bones staying down, then you can do that. If that doesn't happen for you, keep the knee, the foot right in front of the hip. Sit up nice and tall, and lengthen the spine, right hand to the knee, left arm sweeps up, big breath in. And then slowly start to open the heart towards the left as the hand reaches for the back wall. Keep it lifted for a moment. Let the palm open up, shoulder open up, and then slowly release it to the floor. Taking the fingertips to the floor behind you. Sit up nice and tall with the breath in. And then with the breath out, you might start to look to the wall behind you. You might even take the right arm and pull the knee across the midline if the leg is crossed over. Check in with the shoulders, make sure they're rolling back, not forward. Let the heart do the lifting. Take another big breath in and out. Soften jaw, forehead. Keep that right leg energized and flexed. Another big inhale, another big exhale. Big breath in, slowly start to unravel back through center. And when you do arrive, we're going to take that leg, that bent leg, and if you didn't cross it over, let's cross it over here. Seal the thighs, so you might lift the leg, seal the thighs, and bring the heel as close to your right hip as you can, comfortably, and the knees will work towards stacking. And then sit up nice and tall, and if you do this, and start to round back, take your hands behind you, use your hands to lift you up and out. You might have to just use one hand and use the other hand to hold that leg, that foot back. Okay. And then we'll hinge forward. Breathe. Soften the jaw. Notice if there's anything that has tension that doesn't need to have tension. Can you let it go? You can let the chin tuck a little so the neck can grow long. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Hands rooting down, heart lifting. Slowly come up and out. And then the hands come behind you. Let's release that leg. Let all the legs come forward. All the legs. And give them a little shake or rock and roll. Okay. And then when you arrive, we'll take that right leg, bring the sole of the foot towards the inner thigh. Left leg comes straight out. Get yourself situated here. Sitting bones grounding down. Flex the left foot, toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Give yourself support if you need it underneath that knee, whether it be because you're falling into it or just to support that hip. Hands behind you, lift the heart, check in, see what's happening here. And then you decide, maybe bring the hands in a little bit and hinge, really reaching up and out. And maybe the hands come forward. Move in slowly and mindfully. Check in, see what's happening in your body. Try to just listen. The body is always talking to us. It's just a question of, are we always listening? Also noticing if things start to get lazy. The toes, the left foot pointing straight up towards the ceiling as best you can. The length in the spine happening, the heart shooting forward. You might even pull the floor towards you, really opening things up a little more. Take another breath here. Big inhale, big exhale. Rooting hands, slow tummy pulls in, slowly press the earth away. Roll the shoulders when you arrive. Upon your arrival, you take that straight leg forward, squaring off your hips and let the bent knee lift. Get yourself situated again. Sit up nice and tall. Remember that bent leg, the foot can come in to the point that feels comfortable to you, or you can cross it over, just making sure both sitting bones stay to the floor. So if that's not you, then just keep the foot in front of the hip. It's fine. Flex the left foot, left hand to the knee, sit up nice and tall. Right arm reaches forward and up. As you breathe in, slowly let that open the heart over to the right and reach the arm towards the back wall. Let the palm open up, let that shoulder open up. And then eventually let the hand rest to the floor. Lengthen the spine, exhale, melt into your twist. Shoulders relax. Gaze can start to go to the back wall. Take a good breath in and out. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly unraveling back through center. Sitting up tall and breathing into that straight spine. We start to take the heel up and over, sealing the thighs as best you can. Knees start to line up. That heel, that right heel is near the left hip. You might even hold it there if it needs to be held there. And then sit up tall, hands can go behind you. To see how that feels, you can start to hinge forward. You can always walk the hands out in front. Breathing and being. A big breath in and out. Breathing hands down, low tummy pulls in. Start to lift yourself up. As you arrive, we release that leg, let the legs grow long, little windshield wiper. Now we're going to take the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels in as close as they'll come without rounding into the spine. So if you feel like you're rolling backwards, put yourself on a little blanket. Let the pelvis tilt forward. And sit up nice and tall. You can take the hands to the ankles. Roll the shoulders back as though the heart is being pulled up by a string. If that doesn't work for you, take the hands behind you. Use the hands to lift the heart. So shoulders relax. Knees surrender to gravity as best you can. You can always put something underneath the knees or the hips if they need a little support. Oh, this is too intense. Another 2 or 3 breaths here. Of course, if you want to hinge forward, that's always an option to take it deeper. Just listen to what works for you. Make sure it's coming from the right place. Let your breath ground you. Breathing down through the hands, slowly lift up, take the hands to the knees, bring the knees together. We'll just let the feet come as wide as your mat, hands behind you, little windshield wiper. Either keep it high or feel free to drop it down and even look behind you. Press that hip forward. And take it to the other side. Drop the knees down, let that opposite hip come forward, look behind you. One more each side is what feels good. We come back through center. Bring the feet hip distance. Take the hands, place them to the floor behind you flat. So I practice this with my fingers pointing out. A lot of teachers will teach it with the fingers pointing in. I find that really intense on the wrist for me and other areas in my shoulders. So do what feels right to you. I want you to find what works in your body, but also finding the integrity in your body at the same time. So take the shoulders, roll them up and back, and squeeze shoulder blades together. Let the heart lift. Wherever you are, press down through your hands. Heart lifts. Root down through the feet. We're going to lift. It's a reverse tabletop. Lift the hips any amount. Press the knees forward, hips lift. Keep the chin tucked. Shoulders squeeze back. Another breath. And then lower down nice and mindfully. Take a breath in, sit up tall. You might come to fingertips. Breath out. One more just like that. Flatten out the hands, squeeze shoulder blades. Remember, root down through the feet, hips lift any amount. Press the hips a little more, squeeze the glutes. If you take your head back, just make sure your neck feels safe and strong. Another breath. And then we lower down. Again, sit up nice and tall, take some pressure off the shoulders, big breath in, big breath out. Last one, you can do it just like that, or you can straighten the legs out. I'll come sideways. You can see, you can straighten the legs out, root your heels down. Hands behind you again, squeeze shoulder blades, start to tighten up like a plank and lift the hips. Chin tucks, another breath. Slowly lower down, wherever you are. And the knees, if they're not bent, take the arms, wrap them around the legs, tuck the chin, just take a nice full breath in and out. Good. And slowly make your way into tabletop hands and knees. Let's move through a little cat-cow here, maybe a little tail wag. Just find a little freedom of movement. So whatever works for you, whatever comes to you, take this time to listen to your body. There's plenty of influences from the outside world these days. Let's take this time to connect with ourselves. Bring yourself to a neutral spine as you're ready. Pull the low tummy in, check in with the elbows. Can you find a little bend? Shoulders roll back, tummy pulls in. We're going to root down through the left leg and the right hand and extend the right leg and maybe the left arm if you choose, up and out. Gaze be on the floor out in front of the fingertips. Exhale, release down nice and sturdy. Inhale, left leg, maybe right arm. Exhale, nice and sturdy. One more each side. Once you find your way back into your tabletop, take your time if you're not there yet. When you arrive, we're going to float through some thread the needle, but we're not going to collapse down. We're going to keep it lifted. So left arm comes out to the side, any amount. You might reach up towards the ceiling a bit. And then thread underneath and reach the fingertips towards the wall to the right. Try not to collapse all the way down. Inhale, lift, reach the left arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, left arm reaches to the right wall. One more, reach all the way up. And this time we'll release the head and the shoulder to the floor. Let the arm be heavy. Right fingertips root to the earth as that right elbow reaches to the ceiling. We open up the armpit. Feel free to stay here, or you might walk the fingertips to the top of the head or towards the top of the mat a little more. You might even take the right leg out to the side, flexing that, rooting that foot down. Pinky edge roots down. Nice big breath in and out. Bringing the right hand in front of the face, bring the right leg in. If it's out, press down, left arm floats to the side. Take an extra breath here, and then release back through center. Move in the way that feels good. Cat cow, maybe it's hanging out in child's pose, you decide. And bring yourself back to neutral. And the right arm's going to come out to the side, maybe up towards the ceiling. And then bring it underneath, reach for the left wall. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach underneath. Inhale, open. And exhale, reach, and then gently release the head and shoulder to the floor. Left fingertips root down as the elbow and armpit open up. Maybe fingertips reach to the top of the mat. Maybe the left leg comes out to the side. Ground your hand in front of the face. Bring the leg in if it's out. Spiral yourself all the way back up. And then come back to your tabletop. Here we'll just take the knees wide, toes together, press back, child's pose. Give yourself a little wiggle as you melt down. Head melts to the floor. Take 2 big cleansing breaths here. Inhale, make your way up into tabletop. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Step one leg back. Really ground down. Step the other leg back. Find your plank. You can always lower knees behind you. Shift forward and back a little bit. And then come to center. Ground down. Feel your strength. Squeeze to the middle line. Breathe. And then send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Roll the shoulders out of the ears. Press down through the fingertips. Maybe you walk your dog out a little more. Let the chin tuck, so the neck is long. Take a nice full breath in and out. Look to the front of the mat. Walk the feet forward, come to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Root down through the heels, the ball joints of the feet. Tuck the chin a little, take another breath. Inhale, ground, come up halfway. Hands might come to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, get stable in the legs. Squeeze the glutes and thighs, arms out to the side. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. You might even look up towards the hands if that feels right for you. And then hands come to heart center. Ground down through the legs. Take a nice full breath in and out. Bend the legs, inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, come through center, forward fold. Hands root down, giant step back with the right leg. Low lunge. Take your time to get settled in here. Squeeze thighs together, lengthen the spine. Root down through the right hand. Left arm's going to float up for a twist. Root down, lift up, find length around the neck. Another breath. Let the left arm float forward and then down. Ground through the hands, step the left leg back, plank, and move through your vinyasa if you choose to. You can always go straight back into downward facing dog or into child's pose. When you arrive, take a nice full breath in and out. Extend your left leg behind you. Hips stay square. And then bring the leg forward, step it forward, low lunge. Drop the back knee to the floor, uncurl the toes. You might grab hold of your blocks here. This is a great place to use them. Inhale some length, roll the shoulders back. If you want to get into the hips a little more, heel toe that left foot forward a teeny little bit, and bend into the knee and open up the hips further. It's a low tummy pulling in. You might walk the blocks back a little bit to give you a little more length. Another inhale. And then as you exhale, pull the hips back. Ground that left heel down. And when you ground it down, pull it back towards you to pull that left hip back. Lengthen out the spine. And taking 2 or 3 breaths here, melting heart down. Nice full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Left knee bends as that foot flattens to the floor, and we shift forward, knee over ankle. You might stay just like this, pulling tummy in, of course, or start to squeeze the thighs and lift the arms up. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's find cactus arms here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands back to the blocks. Take the hips back one more time. You might walk those blocks back. Ground down through the left heel and pull it towards you. Lengthening out the hamstrings, squaring off the hips. And then the heart starts to reach forward and you melt down. Let the chin be relaxed. Breath, fluid. Inhale, lengthen up the spine, bend into the front knee, left foot roots down. Take those blocks forward, move them to the side, ground the hands, curl the back toe, lift the back knee, and then bend that back leg, step it forward, forward, fold. Let the chin tuck. You might notice the difference from side to side here. Down through the feet, little bend in the knees, and then inhale, come up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up with integrity. Look to the sky if that feels right. Hands to the heart. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, right through center, forward fold, hands towards the earth. Bend the legs, giant step back with the left leg, right foot is forward. Get yourself settled here into the low lunge, squaring off the hips. Ground down through the left hand. Right arm floats up. Press down, lift up, look towards the hand to the sky if that feels safe for you. Another breath here. Start to let the right fingertips reach towards the top of your mat. And then spiral around and place the hands to the floor. Right leg steps back, plank. Move through your vinyasa if you choose to. When you arrive in your down dog, press the earth away, send the hips further back. And then checking with the shoulders. Let the chin tuck a little. Another breath here. Right leg lifts. Square the hips. Step it all the way forward. As you do arrive, let the back knee drop down. Uncurl the toes, grab hold of your blocks. Bring it down, lift up, open the heart, roll the shoulders. Make sure that front knee is above the ankle, not in front of it. You can always walk the foot forward if it needs to be, or if you want to get into the hips more. Another breath here. And start to pull the hips back. Walk those blocks back a bit. Lift the toes, ground down through that right heel. Pull the heel towards you so that right hip pulls back. And we let the heart lengthen. Might stay there, you might start to melt in a little bit. Nice full breath in and out. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine, start to ground through that right foot as the right knee bends. Hands come forward on the blocks, either stay there, lifting and lengthening. Squeeze thighs, low tummy pulls in, maybe the hands at the thigh, I should have mentioned that one before. Just the arms up, wherever you choose to be. Take another breath, get that low tummy pulling in, nice and strong, practice arms. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Move the blocks. Nope, keep the blocks where they are. We're going back one more time. Lift the right toes, root down through that right heel, pull the right hip back, lengthen out the spine, melt in. Another breath or two here. Inhale, we lengthen up. Exhale, bend the knee, flatten out the foot, ground through the legs. Move your blocks aside, root the hands to the floor. Back toes curl under, back knee lifts. And then we bend the knee and step it all the way forward, forward fold, let the head release. Inhale, come up halfway, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend through the knees, ground through the legs, squeeze thighs together. We're going to float the arms up into chair. Another breath. Press down, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands float down. Tadasana, roll the shoulders. Let the palms open up. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, palms up, float the arms to the ceiling. Exhale through the center, forward fold. Let the head be released, ground through the feet. Bend your knees, so much so that the belly rests on the thighs. Tuck the chin, bringing the head closer to the knees. Take your hands, wrap them around the back of the ankles or the calves, wrapping the forearm to the back of the calves. So you're nice and tight here. Either stay here or start to ground through the feet. Start to lift the tailbone towards the sky. Keep the head close to the knees and the belly on the thighs. Only go as deep as feels right for you. Taking another breath here, nice and tight. Tailbone reaches up. Deep ground down, head and heart towards the legs. Go ahead and bend your knees. Just a little bit. Inhale, come up halfway. Try and lengthen the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Another breath. And then we release the hands down. Bend those knees. Step back with the right leg. Back heel drops down. Warrior two footing. And really ground through the legs. Squeeze thighs together. Cartwheel up. Warrior two. Get yourself settled in. Take up space. And we just came from a place where we're really tightly in. Let's take up some space. Open the shoulders. You might even go palms up. Bend the elbows a little. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Let the knee, front knee, work towards the middle toe. Press down through the back pinky. Another breath. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten up the left leg. Exhale, keep that leg straight, straighten the arms parallel to the floor, and we'll reach it forward for our triangle. Find your tick-tock. Left hand grounds towards the earth, right If you can find a little more space around the neck. Remember, if you're leaning forward, then you should come up higher on the leg. And breath here. Press down, lift up, bend that front knee, warrior two. And we cartwheel down, back heel lifts. And take that back leg, step it forward. Forward, fold. Little bend in the knees. Reverse swan dive, take it all the way up. And hands come right through center, forward fold, take it back down. Inhale, we come up halfway. Exhale, we're gonna sit into chair again. Really find that strength. Hold the tummy in. Another breath. Press down, lift up. Maybe look towards the ceiling. Then we swan dive, forward fold. Bend those knees, belly to thighs. Start to tuck the chin, bring the head towards the knees. Hands wrap around the back of the ankles or calves. Slowly lift the tailbone. Keep the head close to the knees. Another breath. Little bend of the knees. Take the hands forward to the front of the shins. Find space. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Ground down, big step back with the left leg. And then that left foot flattens out behind you. Warrior two footing. Ground through the legs. Stabilize to bring yourself up into your warrior two. Take up space. Feel the spaciousness. Check in with all your points. Shoulders, roll back. Maybe the palms face up. You get a little bend in the elbows to open up the heart a little more. Forward. Another breath. And begin to straighten out the front leg as you reach the arms up. And then keep that leg straight. Let the arms come down parallel. And then reach them forward. Trikonasana. And length from fingertip to fingertip, space from hips to armpits, space around the neck. Another breath. Ground down, lift yourself up. Bend into that front knee. And we cartwheel down. This time we're going to step it back. Plank. Vinyasa or no vinyasa. You decide. Hanging out in down dog or child's pose if that serves you better. Taking another couple breaths here. Big inhale, big exhale. Root down through the hands and the feet. Let the left leg glide up behind you. Then we step it all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. Right foot is going to come forward just maybe a foot or so, and then plant the heel down. So it might need to come forward more to get the heel down. Let's grab those blocks, place them underneath your hands. Left leg starts to straighten. Left hip pulls back. So you might need to take that right foot out to the side a little bit and let the toes point to the right, front right corner of the mat. Check in with the hips. Can you scissor them? So those, scissor the thighs rather, so the hips can square forward. Right hip comes forward, left hip goes back. And lengthen the spine, reach the heart out. Another breath. Feel free to stay like this or root down through the right hand. Remember, if you're on a high block, they're not super sturdy, so you might want to come to a lower block or just be very mindful, please. Squeezing the thighs together. Keep that left hip wrapping back. Take the left hand, bring it to the left hip. Either stay here or start to roll the left shoulder on top of the right. Find a new drishti over to the left. Maybe that left arm lifts, maybe not. Maybe you send your gaze skyward. Another 2 breaths here. Keep breathing. Slowly release the left arm down. Bend the left knee, let the back heel lift. Move your blocks. And step it back. Let's walk it out in down dog. Take the knees wide. You can move through a vinyasa if you'd like. We'll meet in child's pose for a few breaths. Inhale, come forward, make your way into plank. Press the earth away, squeeze everything to the middle line, find your strength and your center. Take it to the earth. When you get there, take your fingertips, reach them back, palms face down by your hips. Faces to the earth. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back, start to walk the fingertips towards your toes, keep the feet rooted. Take a breath here. Notice if you're looking up, can you tuck the chin and find length in the back of the neck? And then exhale, maybe you drop down to one cheek. One more breath. Bring the head back through center. Roll the shoulders up as you lift the head. Root down through the feet and the pelvis. Let the fingers lift off the ground. Fingertips reach to the back wall. Another breath here. Either stay like this or let the feet lift. Legs lift. And then we exhale, release down. You can bend the elbows and rest your head on the hands stacked. Take a good breath in and out. Bend the knees, windshield wiper from side to side. And let the legs come down. Take a breath in and a breath out. Feel the body surrender. Bring the hands by your side. Root down by your chest. Ground through the feet and the hips. Shoulders roll back, elbows in. Press back through tabletop. Knees wide, toes together, child's pose. Inhale, lift yourself back up into your tabletop. Your shirt in if you need to. Make your way into plank, and then up into downward facing dog. A nice full breath in and out. Send the right leg behind you. Let it float up. Press through the hands to send the heel back. And then step it all the way forward. Help it forward if it needs it. Get yourself checked in here. Take that left foot, bring it forward a little bit and out, and let the heel melt down. Let that right hip pull back as the right leg starts to straighten. Grab hold of your blocks. Really start to square the hips by squeezing thighs together. Legs are straight here. Find more length in the spine. Ground through the legs. Another breath. Feel free to stay here or ground through that left hand on the block. Remember, if it's on a high block, it's not very sturdy. Then the right hand flows to the right hip. You might even use that hand to gently guide the hip back. Legs to pull forward. And then stack the shoulders, opening up into your twist, and maybe that right arm lifts. Of course, it doesn't need to. You can keep the right arm on the hip. Another breath where you are. Maybe the gaze goes to the ceiling, really ground through those legs. Another breath here. Good. Mindfully release the right hand to the block. Bend into the right knee. Move your blocks aside. Place the hands down. Take your way back. Find your plank. Move through vinyasa or wall meet and down dog. Take 3 or 4 breaths in down dog. You can also come to child's pose. Press through your fingertips, find your realignment. Shoulders out of the ears. Try not to lock those elbows. Full breath in and out. Inhale, take it forward into plank. Nice and slow, you can lower knees first. Let the elbows bend back towards your hips. Lower down. When you arrive, take the arms out to your sides, moving stuff around. So out from the shoulders, palms face down. Let's rest on the left cheek. And then we're going to let the right knee bend out to the side, slide it up so it's no higher than your hip. We're pressing the right shin towards the right wall, as well as the foot. So if we were looking from above, the right leg would look like it's 90 degrees. Gently start to wiggle the hips, melting into the earth. Take a few breaths, let the eyes close. I love to think of this like an earth hug. It can be very humbling to imagine the whole earth and you laying like this on it. Feel your breath pulsing against the ground. Nice big breath in and out. And very mindfully, as you're ready, start to slide that right leg back in. Place the legs next to each other. Enjoy a breath in and a breath out. And then switch to the right cheek and let your left leg slide up and then to the side. Be sure to wiggle the hips so they melt more towards the earth, pressing the knee and shin further to the left wall. Notice if you can let go into the earth hug. Begin to bring the head through center, bring that left leg back to meet the right. Go ahead and bend the elbows, bring the hands by your chest. Press through center, slide yourself up to tabletop. We'll just move through a little cat-cow here. Bring yourself to a neutral spine and let the hips come to one side and just take the feet out in front. Bring yourself towards the middle of the mat. You might grab a block, you might want that. Lower down slowly, use your core strength. When you do arrive, just let the body settle into the floor. Breathe, releasing your ponytail. The palms face up, knees bent. Take a breath, feel the back body connecting here. Bring the knees into the chest, a little roll from side to side, wrapping the arms around the legs. We'll take the arms out wide, let the knees draw in together. If you want a block between the knees or underneath them, we're coming into a twist. Knees come over to the right. Let the palms face up. Keep them only shoulder height or lower. You can send your gaze out over the left fingertips to get the neck a little more involved. Stay with that cooling breath. Slow exhale. Scan the body. Notice if there's areas of tension. And explore them. Give them some permission to find a little more letting go. Sometimes just bring your awareness to them can do the trick. A nice full breath in and out. Inhale, use your core strength, lift the knees back up through center, a little rock and roll. And when you feel ready, bring the knees into the chest and roll them over to the other side. Give yourself support if you need it. Let that right arm draw heavy to the earth. The gaze go over the right fingertips if that feels right to you. Full breath in and out. Start to find your core strength. Use that to lift the knees up through center. You rock and roll a little bit. And let's move the block aside. Keep it handy. I'm just going to place the feet to the floor with bent knees. Hands down by your side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Root down through the feet. Root down through the hands and the arms. Slowly lift the hips. Squeeze the glutes to lift the hips a little higher and nice and stable. Press down to root to the earth. Another breath here. And slowly lower down, upper, middle, lower, back. And then, of course, the hips and the tailbone. Let's do that one more time. Gently peeling each vertebra off of the earth one at a time. When you arrive, root down through the arms, the shoulders, the feet. Another breath. And then we lower nice and slow and controlled. And bring the knees into the chest after you've landed. Take a nice full breath in and out, and then bring those knees into the chest. Should have said that the other way around. Take your hands, rock and roll a little. Take the fingertips, point them towards the toes, press the knees away. Big inhale, bend the elbows, squeeze in, exhale. Two more like that. Big inhale, press the knees away. Exhale. Last one, press them away. And exhale. While they're in, wrap your arms around the knees. Give yourself a tighter squeeze. Take a moment to just notice. Is there something you can do for yourself? How can you be a little more kind? How can you find a little more self-compassion? Maybe it's in this moment. Maybe it's later when you practice yoga off of the mat. Just breathe into that question and listen. When you feel complete, release the legs long on the mat. Allow the feet to flap out. Let the arms rest out, palms face up. Take up some space. Maybe even take on a little bit of a different shape than you normally do. The arms spread a little wider, perhaps, or the feet a little wider. And then draw the shoulders down. Let them melt towards the floor. Take a nice big breath in. Let that breath fill the whole body. And a big releasing exhale, and let the breath leave the entire body, finding surrender, softening every area from the fingers to the toes. Allow yourself to be. Being the witness, not the doer or the maker. Just witnessing your body, laying here, supported. Witness the breath, moving on its own. Watching the sensations, the energy within the body as you lay in stillness. Just allowing the divine healing of this practice to be free. Without changing anything, just bring awareness in. Noticing breath as it is, the body as it is, support and connection of the body to the earth. Begin to welcome a deeper, fuller breath in and out. And once that breath is moving more fully throughout the body, welcome a little movement, wiggling fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, eventually stretching the arms and the legs. Rolling yourself over to one side. Using the bottom arm as a pillow for the head. Take a moment to connect here. Nurture, kindness, self-compassion. Begin to use the top arm to very gently press yourself upright. Making your way to a longer, taller spine. The crown of the head float up towards the ceiling. Feel the tailbone ground down. Shoulders roll back gently, just letting the heart shine forward. Gentle reminder, relief from the heart. Nice full breath in. Full breath out. Palms together in front of your heart. From this place, center, calm, cool, collected. Unite as one. We'll move forward with grace and kindness. Those around us. Bowing the head to the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful day.